Okay, I want to record a video showing you how to create a custom skybox for Spatial. It's pretty easy. There's a few steps to it, but I'm going to walk you through them. And it should only take a couple of minutes to really do this. So this is a website called Rosebud AI/skyboxes. And it is a utility for generating a skybox. There are a few others. Blockade Labs is probably the most well-known skybox generative tool out there right now, but they no longer allow downloads unless you are paying for a subscription. So we are going to be using this one. So when we're ready to go, I'm just going to click Build Your World, and it's going to open up a new tab with the Skybox Creator. And now we are ready to type in our scene. We're going to say ground level. I don't know, desert's kind of cool, right? Fantasy world with ringed planets in sky. I don't know, teal, grass, plains, and alien structures. All right, and hit submit. Okay, and you can type in whatever you want here. One thing, again, I like about this tool a whole lot is you do not have to log in. There is no subscription. There's nothing. Like I did, I just literally went to the website and clicked the button and typed it in. You got to see it all kind of happen in live time. So we're going to take, this might take about a minute or so depending on traffic or your computer, all those elements. I will say there are some better tools for this. The Blockade Labs Skybox generator is a little bit better. This one reminds me very, very much of what that generator looked like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. But like that one was, this one's free. So here we go. Here is my skybox I've created. It seems to have trouble with ground level, but that's okay. The rest is kind of happening pretty well. Now there might be a few issues. You can see here's a bit of an edge that might need some Photoshop work if you want it to be really perfect for your world. But again, I'm showing you the easiest tools and ways to do it. So I'm just going to click download. That's going to open up this image in a new window. Here you can see, again, that edge that if I wanted to, I might take this into Photoshop and clean up some things, edit it how I want. You can even generate other skyboxes and combine them and modify them in Photoshop, making any of those adjustments. But we're not going to do any of that jazz. We're just going to save it. We're going to save it to our downloads folder, hit save, and call it a day. Now, if you go to 307, which is where this video should be, I have a couple of links. This link is to the GLB packer we're going to use in just a minute. The link below it is the Skybox sample. So we're going to want to download that, and then we're going to unzip that folder. So wherever you've saved it to, we're just going to extract all, and I'm going to give it a new name. I'm going to call it I'm going to call it grass skybox. The folder. Boom, right here. And here it is inside here. Okay. All we're going to do is we're going to replace this texture.jpg with our new image. So we're going to take the image we just downloaded and created back over here, and we're going to replace it. So this does create a PNG file, so it might be best just to ensure that it's all going to work out the way we planned. We're going to go ahead and take our image we just created. Now, if you've had Photoshop, and all of you should have probably had Photoshop, you can open this in Photoshop and save it as a JPEG there, or you can just right click and do edit with paint or something simple that's already installed on your computer. Again, here it is. Sorry, I have two monitors. And I'm just going to literally go save as JPEG picture. I'm not even editing it. Again, we could edit it. I'm going to save it in that grass skybox, skybox spatial, and I'm going to click texture.jpg so it's named exactly the same. Okay, this is important. We've been studying materials in 3ds Max, and if you're doing a material where you're putting a map, like pointing to an image, it's going to look for that exact name in that exact location. So if you replace that image like we're doing with your own image, and it's got the same name in the same location, it'll automatically update. So this is literally like the only thing we have to do. Make our image, replace it with the exact same name in the exact same place as this image. So texture.jpg, hit save. Yes, I do want to replace it. And there we go. Now we only have one more step, two if you count uploading, to doing this. So I'm going to drag that folder. So I'm going to go again to my folder here. We'll go back up. Here it is, Spatial Skybox Sample. I could go up another level and grab that. I'm not. I'm going to grab just this one. And I'm going to call it Spatial Skybox Grasslands. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I've already done this before. And so if I have multiple skyboxes with different names, I want to be able to tell which one's which. So I'm going to grab this and drop it here. It's going to create a brand new file right there, out.glb. Again, if I view it in my downloads, there it is, out. I probably want to rename this. We'll name it Grasslands. Again, just to make sure it works. Now, it doesn't look like it's loading in the preview. If you want to check it to make sure it's working, you can. You should have a 3D viewer if you're using Windows. Here it is, the 3D viewer that it opened when I clicked it open. And you can see there's my skybox, right? There it is. All a skybox is just a picture on a ball that's flipped inside out. That's it. But we're ready to use this inside of Spatial. So now I'm just going to go back to Spatial. Where are you? Right here. So here's my environment. There's my little guy standing there in the infinite nothingness. I'm going to click Add Content, Upload, select from your device, and I'm going to grab grasslands.glb, that one I just made. And if it all worked out, you should see there it is, floating in front of me. Now, that's not super exciting, right? It doesn't look like much, but what we're going to do is we're going to set this as the environment. So I'm going to come down here. I just selected it. All I did was click on it. It's floating in front of me now. I'm going to click Select as environment and then choose Skybox. Okay. That's weird. Custom environment needs to be set first. Let's see here. Okay, we'll do some troubleshooting. Okay, so it's been a minute. So it looks like the biggest problem we're having with this skybox is it doesn't like that there's no environment. Basically, this default floating nothing environment that we have here that you can get with the blank area, something has to be here. It needs a ground, a floor, an area before it'll let you set the skybox. So we're going to need to put in an environment. Now, I have another video where I create like an in, so you can create your own environment inside of 3ds Max if you want, creating a large plane, for example, for the terrain, or we can even get environment online. So something like, I saw this one on Fab. So if you haven't been to the new Fab marketplace, it is basically a kind of a joint interoperable venture. So the old Sketchfab still exists, but essentially they converted Sketchfab into a game element marketplace. So Fab actually replaced Epic Games' old marketplace, but now they actually have tons of stuff for Unity or Unreal or other game engines. So here I just found this fun terrain. It is a free standard license. Again, we're not using this for anything commercial. If you want on Fab, you can go to 3D models, and then I went to environment scenes, and then find one you like. If you haven't been to Fab, it is absolutely worth checking out because there are so many different models and assets and things that you can get for this class, projects, video games that you're doing in other classes, etc. So, you can definitely come up here and find, again, this whole city. I don't know how it look at Street View. Most of this stuff looks great at a bird's eye view. There are lots of photogrammatically scanned areas too, so you can find all kinds of neat stuff. Yeah, you can see again, this looks pretty good, but as we get closer, if we were at the ground level, I got a feeling it's probably going to be rough. Already it's looking a little rough. Better than I thought though. But you can see if we get lower. If we were going to use this as our environment, You know, again, we would be looking at standing on the ground. A little hard to see. Again, I apologize. A little bit funky. I just don't think it's probably going to look that great close up. You know, again, it's a lot higher quality than I expected. I expected it to go bad a lot sooner. But this will work perfect for like a flyover. But and if you maybe even if you had an apartment or an upper level building, but street level maybe less so. This one's pretty nice. Basically, it's literally just a stretch of road and a parking lot. So I downloaded this one as well. You're welcome to use something like this, and you could put a building here or something kind of looks like The Sims. All right, or you can create your own. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and go back over to Spatial, and just so you can see, I downloaded this terrain. I just clicked download. I picked the GLB file because it's already going to be compatible. It is 75 megabytes, so I might get a usage warning because they're trying to get the money out of you. But let's go ahead and upload and see what we get. So I'm going to upload from my device, terrain. It may take a minute again because it's 75 megabytes, but we'll let this upload and then we'll set it as a custom environment, and then we'll set the skybox as a custom skybox, and you can see a very vibrant and cool, VR space that didn't exist, 12 minutes ago. Okay, it's finally uploaded. You can see it's still kind of loading in here though. And there it is. So we've got our terrain, we've got our skybox. So I'm going to select the terrain. I'm going to come over here and click set as environment. We also might try and scale. Let's go ahead and I'm going to increase the scale before I set the environment just in case I end up making it way too small or something. Okay, 100 looks pretty good. Need to maybe lower it down a little. Okay, 0. Maybe we do what about like a -2? There we go. Sorry, my mouth's going crazy. I apologize. Okay, so here we go. Looks pretty good. I made it a little bit bigger. I wanted to go ahead and do that just in case. I've had problems where I made worlds where the environment was too small and I just fell forever. So let's make it a bit bigger. We're going to do environment. And see. It may not keep my scaling, so looks like it did a pretty good job actually. Yeah, I think it probably looks okay. I don't know, I might be inside the mountain. It's hard to say. So I haven't used this particular terrain before, so keeping that in mind. Okay, let's see if we change our scale to 10. -2, I think is what we had there. We'll go back to 1. 1 definitely looks better. Let's see, 0.8. Again, I'm kind of experimenting here. This is my first time using this one, so it might be okay. I'm a little worried about positioning though. -10. Huh. I don't know. Again, it may take a minute before we're happy with how this looks. Okay. So 1,000 puts me at top of the mountain. So it definitely is, I think I'm inside the mountain now. And this part is tricky. Again, I didn't make this model, so, trying to figure out where we want to be. Okay, there. It looks like I am on the mountain. I am not inside of it. It looks okay. I'm going to hit done. There we go. Now, there, that looks pretty good. Here I am inside this brand new world. Oh, I might be stuck. Oh, I don't know, maybe this one needs a little bit of help still. I think I'm stuck in the wall. Alright. Okay, but let's go ahead and add our grasslands. And we're going to go ahead and set our environment as skybox. Here you can see now we have our skybox set. So here we go. It's looking pretty good. Again, I think I'm stuck in the ground, so that's not ideal. Maybe we'll grab this terrain and redo this, like redo, set the environment, and see if we can troubleshoot. Reset position. Edit. Okay, remember we needed to lower this considerably. I think it was what, 300 or 400? I'm definitely not stuck in the ground, huh? Ready 200? So, I don't know. Now it feels like it's hard to say, right? Now, I got to say, I hate to say there's a little bit of troubleshooting to this because it definitely feels like I'm having to do a little bit of troubleshooting. That scale seems really funky. So we'll do 100. Okay, there's the ground, 200. But I don't know if 200 worked for me last time, so maybe we'll do 225. And try that. Nope, I'm in the ground. Nope, not going to work. Okay. Again, I guess I need to do this like a cooking show and make sure all my values are correct the first time. I have sometimes had students tell me that they were happy that I have trouble so they can see. What is going on here? Cancel. Oh, brother. Let me just refresh the page. This thing is definitely having trouble. Well, we can see what's going to happen. So if my ground is not in the right spot, I'm either going to be stuck inside the mountain or I could be falling forever depending on how the collision works out. The part of this video was trying to show you how easy it is, and here I am, you know, fighting the thing. But I've never worked with this terrain before, you know. The truth is, when we're trying something new, it can sometimes take troubleshooting. I'm clearly inside the mountain. I gotta watch my, oh man. That's weird. Oh, I forgot to put the negative. Again, here, I'm just gonna be flying above it. I think it's fine. We'll just say done and see how it looks. Actually, that turned out great. Okay, cool. So here you go. You can see, here I am. Here's my environment. I'm running around on the ground. I can see my skybox. It looked like 300 was the sweet spot as far as where to put the environment. So, not bad. Now, I didn't make this environment. I got it off Fab. So you can see, obviously, the ground is pretty low resolution. So if I needed to fix this in 3ds Max or something, we could, right? I could actually go into Max and play with this environment and modify it and edit it even more. But you can see now I have my own custom world. I got this giant mountain I've added. I've got a nice river rolling through it. I have my skybox with my alien spaceship looking buildings and things. You know, here I can see that the skybox is up a little high. I can edit that skybox in Photoshop. I can keep working with it. So hopefully you got to see relatively easily in only a quick sprite 20 minutes we were able to get this working. But hey, 20 minutes isn't so bad for a completely custom, completely original VR environment. So, you know, hopefully this video is helpful, and if not, let me know and I'll try to make another one.